Okay, welcome to Sfera Talks. Our guests are interesting people who live among us. And today our guest is 12 times Finnish champion in freestyle wrestling, Fatos Durmishi. Hello, Fatos.
Hello, Sergey.
So, tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is, as you say, Fatos Durmishi, and my age is 33, soon 34. And I'm a wrestler, as you say, 12 times Finnish champion in freestyle wrestling and 3 times Nordic champion and Baltic champion a couple times. So, and 7 years I was in my own country in Kosovo, Finnish Kosovo champion in freestyle. So that's my background.
Yeah, it's fantastic background. Why wrestling? How did you go to wrestling? Why it was wrestling?
Well, it was because of my father's fault, maybe.
Fault?
I can say it's a fault because wrestling, as we know, it's a not easy sport. It's quite a hard sport and you need to sacrifice quite much. So that's why I can say sometimes it was his fault, but he pushed me to wrestling because he was a wrestler before in his young age. So he was telling me a story about wrestling and I started to like it in somehow, and he was sometimes watching TV and watching wrestling. So from there I think I got wrestling on my heart, but I was not ever ready to do wrestling, but yeah, accidentally I ended in wrestling.
Accidentally? Like, how old were you when you first?
The first was if I remember, 1999, we started in Canada after. After we had the war in Kosovo, we moved there like a refugee, and there was asking Dad what was his occupation. So he was telling that he's a wrestler, and he started with some young teams in Canada. So
he was coaching.
He was coaching, and I was following him in training. So there was my first steps in wrestling.
You were 13.
I was about 12 years old at that time. So after that we returned in Kosovo, and after returning Kosovo I just following the team in our capital city in Pristina. So there I started for 2 weeks or something. Then we have some kind of trouble with the teams because everywhere a bit like we have a jealousy with each other, why he's better than me and like this. So
in Kosovo?
Yeah, in Kosovo. Then I skipped the team from Pristina and we opened with my own team with my dad. So after that I was continuing without break for now almost like 20 years.
20 years. How long have you been, were you in Canada?
Well, we was about 2.5 months that time, almost 3 months. Not a long time, but it was one of the best memory I had in my life, I can say.
Why?
Because after we have a short, tough time in war, after we moved in Canada, really the people from Canada was waiting us so good, and they was offering us so good welcoming there. So the trauma we have they was taken away from us with kindness and welcome, and there was great people who we meet there. So that's why I think I was kid and I just started to understand life after war. People are trying to kill you to go to some country who give you a love and support you. That was something that every kid will have a good memory and will remember it.
What city was it in Canada?
I was in New Brunswick in Canada, one of which it's close to Toronto and Ottawa. So it's New Brunswick, it's quite big. So it was Oromocto, Fredericton. So there it was the place where I was for first time.
If it's not too painful, how was it before? You said it was like in a war. How was it? If it's not too painful to remember.
Well, I remember quite good because I was about 12 years. It was not easy exactly because in war, everyone know nowadays what it means war. To be in your home, but you being scary, to be in your home and fighting for your life, that today you can be alive, tomorrow you cannot even exist. So it was quite bad in that time because lots of trauma, lots of stress. So
did you go to school?
Yeah, I was in school. till start war, and after start war we was hiding in different kind of homes from one place to another place till they removed with us from our country. They deported us from to another border to Macedonia, and from there we was staying in the camps.
Serbians did.
Yeah, in the Macedonia from Kosovo, the Serbians was fighting us, and they just removing on, or they punish us to go with the force out of the Kosovo to Macedonian border. So from there they was separating all the refugees to another country all around the world. But sometimes it's the fire, the war. It's good memory to don't forget the history and the past. So now we have to think to walk forward and
so that it never
happen. Hope it's never happen, not even in my country, but anywhere.
Yeah. Why did you return from Canada to Kosovo? It was still fighting, or it was?
No, we returned after war in 2000 or end of 1999, if I'm sure. We returned because as our parents want we children testing to feel the freedom in our country, and they was wanted that we grow up in our country to not forget the culture, language, and everything. So
Albanian language.
Kosovo. So we have Albanian language.
Yeah.
So that's why we returned. I can say it was big mistake. But
Mistake? Why?
Because after war, when you return, always it's like you need to grow, you need to build, and in Kosovo it was everything. Most of 90% of the country it was demolished, homes, economy, safety, everything. It was like so complicated, so it was mistake. But we get done and we get better day by day. But it was tough time.
What was the most tough when you were in Kosovo after the war? Some experience maybe?
Well, it was straight after we returned from Canada, because when we decided to back in Kosovo, we was happy with that we returned till we step in Kosovo. When we step, we touch reality, then we know what a big mistake we do, because it was hard, because it was pretty hard, because after that it was many accident happens. Many people fight for things that they was not own, so everyone was fighting for existence at the time. So it was quite tough, because you don't have simply things to buy there, missing everything. We didn't have electricity, no water, no food, enough food.
No electricity,
no
water.
We didn't have, for 12 years almost, we have problem with electricity and also with the water. It's normal after war. Always you're gonna have this trouble.
Yeah. How long did you stay in Kosovo after this?
Well, we were staying till 2003, about like 3 years. After that, I moved to Germany in Bundesliga, in, if I remember clearly, 4th Liga, and I stayed a couple months there, or I can say about 20 months, 1.5 years. Then I come to Finland because I have some cousin here to visit. Then after 1 year almost being in Finland, I returned in Kosovo. Well, they returned us because we didn't have right to stay here. We didn't have a Finnish paper, so we have to return. So I was staying in Kosovo till 2007. I was continuing school, and I was continuing university in the physical education sport. So after that, my family, because I had a brother, he was staying here. He won the right to stay in Finland. So after 2 years, we returned in Kosovo. He take it, mom, dad, and my sister, but I was over 18 years old, so I had no chance to be part of a family. So I was continuing alone there. And then in 2007, in December, I definitely back to Finland with a work visa.
Germany, Bundesliga.
Yeah.
how, I mean, like you were wrestling from Canada, you were wrestling in Kosovo. Why football and why Germany?
No, it was wrestling, not football.
Ah, not.
No, it was wrestling. Bundesliga, it's also in Germany. It's
Uh-huh.
one of the strongest liga in the world.
Uh-huh.
So they call Bundesliga.
But it's wrestling. It was
yeah,
wrestling.
it's wrestling.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I was playing also football. I was quite good. I was playing for the city for many years. Then from football, I moved to wrestling. Football was my hobby.
Yeah.
Exactly, and my love sport. But after I get into wrestling, I just slowly I start to love wrestling more than football. So that's why.
What was the first, when you first time appeared in Finland for that 1 year? What was something that was really weird for you, or what did you feel?
The weird things, it was the summertime. We came in summertime and I was expecting or waiting to be darkness or night.
In summer.
Yeah,
okay,
in summer
okay.
it was, I just remember it was 12 o'clock and I get outside, 12 in the evening. So and it still was light and I say, what the hell is happened? I was freaking out because something is danger gonna happen. But then people told me that in Finland we don't have darkness at all, almost in summertime. And it was quite impressive. But other things, Finland was looking pretty good that time. Different from other countries, from Canada, but it was quite okay.
If we think so, you had quite a big experience. Canada, Kosovo, Germany, Finland.
Yeah.
How they differ one from another? Canada from Finland, from Germany, how they...
Well, I can prescribe that way. Canada, it's very friendly. That almost you never feel a foreigner, for example, because there is everyone is foreigner and they are pretty friendly.
Friendly in what sense?
In every way.
They smile, they talk.
Yeah, very easy. You can connect with them, you can be friendship with them, you can talk with them. If you ask something, they just are more interesting to ask you back. So this is one of the big difference between Finland and here.
Okay.
In Germany, it's like, okay, they are friendly. They are people which they are like, they became friendly, you can talk, you can do like, but they are not very open people like
in Germany.
In Germany, they are not so open.
As Canadians.
As Canadians, they accept you in friendship. They never look you like a foreigner, but they just be a normal people. They are okay. They are cool people. And in Finland, people are, I can say, very trusting somehow. They are very straight. They say what they like, what they don't like. They don't be different. And different is here, they are very passive people, very cold. They are not very friendly. But I find a way that it's hard to make Finnish friend. But the day you make one Finnish friend, it means that you find a brother in somehow. But it's pretty difficult. This is difference here. Otherwise, all fine.
Yeah. What did you okay, you spent 1 year here in Finland, then you returned to Kosovo.
Yes.
How did you meet Kosovo after Finland? After being in Finland for a year, after living?
Well, because when I came for a year here, I was supposing that I'm going to stay here, to live here. And after they return us in Kosovo, it was a bit upset because back from one country where you just hoping that you're gonna go forward with wrestling and everything, and you return back in Kosovo, and then you have to start again from beginning, and things it's not same when you leave it. So it was a bit upset, but day by day you just used to live with that life, so that's fine then.
When you returned after how many years back
After 2 years.
After 2 years, did Finland change?
What I see it's different, it was cars, because when I came in 2003, the cars was pretty old.
Okay.
That's what I remember quite much. It was very old. And when I return here, I see the cars was more younger and was more different. That's what I see the first difference here. But other things, it's okay.
And when you were alone in Kosovo, who was coaching you?
I was coaching myself, and I got advice from my father by phone because we was talking by internet. That time, maybe almost 24 hours per day. Only when I sleep, I haven't chance. But otherwise, all the time he was calling me in 6 morning. Wake up! What? Go run, and let me know when you're back.
Why?
Because
why he wanted you to, to be so proficient?
My father
in wrestling?
usually he say that only father would wish to have more success than own success. So,
for children.
Yeah. He will wish to have better success than his own success. So it was his dream that I became an Olympic athlete or best in the world or something. So I was trying to make this dream for him come true, and also it was my dream after that. But it's not always how we wish. I was quite close to Olympic, but just didn't happen.
Why?
Because it was the things that age make you, it stopped you somehow. Because when I was looking for Olympics, I was about 24 years, but I couldn't get the citizenship of Finland because I was with work visa, and it was I needed to be here around 6 years, and also to pass the test of the language of the citizenship. So it was not easy to work same time and to learn Finnish. And also me, when I speak English mostly, it was more hard. So all the time I get the citizen about 28 years, and it was not easy after that because you have to train much, and I got it before, just 3 weeks before last qualification for Olympic, and I didn't have any idea that I get the citizenship. So in 3 weeks I was trying to prepare for the Olympic qualification, and it's going over training, and I start to have a contract in my muscles and damage start. And when I went to Olympic qualification, I was almost broken. So that's why it was one of the reasons that I just missed the Olympic, that I get also injury to my back, and I had no chance to participate to another Olympic qualification for that year. So now it's another Olympic, but the hope is pretty small.
What makes you so good in wrestling? You are 12 times Finnish champion, and as far as I know, you also went out of your weight category, and you still won. So why are you so good?
Well, maybe because traditional of family. I get it from my dad, one of them. Second, it's my technique was pretty good, better than all Finnish here. And third, I think my speed. I had that kind of speed that not even in Finland, but anywhere I was, everyone was like surprised with my speed. So this was 3 of my keys, which I was better than everyone here in Finland.
How do you measure speed? I mean, like, of course you can see it when you are wrestling, but how to measure this speed? How people can know that actually they have this speed, for
Well,
instance?
exactly. If you're looking with medicine, sociance medicine, it's that people, they born with the speed, but you need to work out. And when you work, you just win that speed. You are born with it. So I was working quite much. I see my speed, and then I start to work with it, working in explosive trainings, in speed trainings. So then just by natural, they came out and showing to others.
Is it natural for Kosovans to be good wrestlers?
Well, before, if I remember, my dad told me in year 18 and 17 and 18th of the year, Kosovo was dominating with wrestler for Yugoslavia at the time. So we had Olympic champion, world champions, European champions. But nowadays it's a bit difficult if you don't support. It's this kind of sport. if you support wrestlers, if you manage it good wrestling, then you can have a result. Because there is the weather, people are more energetic, they are more aggressive than Finnish normally. So
you need aggressiveness to wrestle.
Well, in wrestling, if you are not aggressive, then if you are very like soft, then it's hard to have a result. You need to be aggressive and to show that you want that. And if you go in the mat, you have to show to the opponent that you are not an easy opponent. You want that to win.
So you must intimidate.
Yeah, exactly.
So your father probably told you he was wrestling in Yugoslavia.
Yes.
How was it between Yugoslavia? There were so many nationalities.
Yeah.
Like Serbs, Croatians, Macedonians, Bosnians. How was this before all these wars started happening in the 90s? How was it between the nations of Yugoslavia?
Well, what I hear it from my father and from people there, Yugoslavia was keeping nation quite smart way, because economical they was quite strong. So when you have economy strong, people always make silence and they don't have trouble, because they have enough money to live the life they love it. So that's why was I think they were key to make people to stay together and live in peace. But slowly, when you start to take economy away, to make more strict things, then of course they're going to be more aggressive, and you're gonna see they're open, they are hateness. So, but the time in sport was better, because they was investing so good, they was treated so good, the sport people. So that's why they have results, I think, that time.
How the sportsmen are fed here, basically? How are treated in Finland?
Well, not good, really. Because in Finland, you have, if you want to be a sport person, or if you want to reach good results, you have to reach by yourself. For example, in my case, it was like, not only in my case, but I see also the partners or the guys who train with us or with me, they have to work 8 to 10 hours per day, and after that to come in training.
So they have to have a job, and then
they have to work. And they just look at wrestling or sport like recreation. So the recreation, it's not the same like a professional. So if you work 8 to 10 hours, mostly of the energy you're gonna give it to the work. So when you come in training wrestling, it's hard sport, very strong sport. You need to give 50% more, so you are not able to give that 50%. So, but the wrestling needed 100%.
Yeah.
So the wrestling need to have like very strict time for training, strict time for sleep, strict time for rest. If you want to have a results, otherwise it's hard to reach high results.
Yeah. How many hours per day you need to train?
Well, in wrestling you need to train 4 hours at least per day.
4 hours. And what will you do during these 4 hours?
Well, training, mostly you have a program. For example, morning you have running, then in daytime or morning training you have like technique, like perfection of technique, learning more technique, and the evening you have like technique, sparring, and mat in the evening time. And weekends, also after training, sometimes you have to do like program for workout or fitness or with power training. So weekends, Saturday running, evening just doing like recuperation, and Sunday free for regeneration for Monday to start a new week.
Yeah. Fantastic. I mean, but I know that you are also a professional football player.
I was.
You was?
I was, not anymore.
Can you tell about that career? How did it start? And
well, as a kid, I was watching a football like World Cups most of the time. So, like every kid, most of the kids, I can say they dreaming about football. So after I went to Canada, I was like into football, but the football was not that open the time. So I joined wrestling and I was playing football. But after I returned in Kosovo, I straight away went to the capital city for football I registered in the team, in Pristina. So after dad was telling me that wrestling is quite good for balance and for physical and like this, so better I just joined to wrestling also in same time and will help me for football. So I went for football more in wrestling and for my father. Then I start to love it slowly. Then I was continuing it for many years, both of the sport, but I start to reach more like results in wrestling. So football was more a bit like people was giving opportunity more to people who they know and who they like have a father who came and talk with the coach and
here or
no in Kosovo.
In Kosovo,
So it was more different. So in wrestling, in football, it's more collective. So you cannot be like staying in your power because you always need to have a collective play.
So you depend on others.
Yeah, you depend on others, and in wrestling you depend on your own power and in your own smartness. So
you prefer
I
wrestling.
Always prefer wrestling because I know what I can do for myself. I don't need to wait from no one. I give all and I get all. So in football you can give everything but you don't get almost nothing because it's compare of your players, how they pass to you or how they help you in the football. So this is different.
At some point you started MMA.
Yeah.
And you continue.
Well, I started MMA, if I remember clearly, 2009 submission. I went to the Finnish Open here in Turku. So I went I just was a couple times in training there and I was helping them with wrestling. They asked me to join to training to help them with wrestling technique. And one day they just told me that they have some competition like Finnish Open in submission. And one morning I went to the weight to help some of the guy who I was helping with wrestling. It was the weight before the match. So I just asked, can I join also? And they were saying, well, it's very tough tournament. I say, no problem. Can I join? And I dropped to the weight and I was about 54 kilo. And they said the first category it's 66 plus 2. So it's more than 12 kilo or even more. So 40 kilo, about 40 kilo having the meet. I say, it's no problem. Just put my name in the list and I get in. So I got there, I did it 3 matches. So in final, I broke all my ligaments and I didn't tap. So I win all the competition.
You won?
Yeah, I win all the competition. And next day I had almost broken all ligaments because I didn't tap. So for a couple months or almost a year, I was skipping from this. So last year, 2019, I get into MMA match. I did a match in amateur way. So I win, but this year I supposed to do also the match, but I get injury in my shoulder. So and also this COVID virus, COVID-19. So it was putting us out. So now I have to wait till things are getting better, and maybe I will continue for a couple of years also in MMA.
Why in MMA? Wrestlers dominate, not boxers.
As I say, we are aggressive.
Or boxers also are aggressive.
Yes, but we win or we win.
Okay.
This is the meaning what they learn us. And remember, as I say, wrestling is most hardest sport in the world. So
not boxing.
No. Boxing, I have doing boxing, and in boxing you can rest a couple times. You just go in corner, skip in the corner, and you just rest. And you need only to use your feet and your arms to punch. But in wrestling you have to use every single muscles. Because every moment you have 3 minutes, but in these 3 minutes you have to give 100%. And all the muscles you have to move with. So you don't use only the muscle, you have to use to focus your head, because you don't have only to protect, but you have to attack. You don't have only to attack, because when you attack, you have also to think how to protect in counter-attack. So that's why the wrestler, they are they are training that way to be a warriors, not to fight, but to be a warriors. So, as you see now, everywhere in UFC, wrestler dominated.
Yeah, that's why I ask. Yeah.
Because, as I say, we use also to learn from wrestling that wrestlers are like a tigers. They have power of builders, bodybuilders. They have elasticity of the gymnasts. They have a conditions athlete from athletes. So we have everything what all sports have it. So we are completely sport people. So that's why we win mostly when it's to be about the battle.
Okay. Any idea? You were actually training in Russia.
Yes.
Tell about this experience.
Well, I was 2018, 2017. I was in Dagestan, Mahachkala, where is the place I can call wrestling where dominated all the world.
Of the world?
Yeah. Dagestan nowadays, for a couple years, they dominate the world. I think the Russian team have about only 2% who is not from the Dagestan. So all other categories is from Dagestan, and you can see in World Champion or in Olympic Games, you can see that every category almost they dominated. One or two category maximum they win other country. Otherwise, Dagestan win almost all the categories, and you can see many countries have been taken wrestler from Dagestan because they have no chance to wrestle all for Russia. So they went and got another nationality to represent other countries. For example, Azerbaijan have many Dagestan wrestler because in Dagestan I see they was same almost like in Kosovo in 7th or 18th years because wrestling was their life. They wake up with wrestling. They spend all the day with wrestling, they go to sleep with wrestling. So they not support only the coaches, but support the family, they support all the city and almost all the country of Dagestan, they support them. So of course they're gonna be the best in the world because when people support you, you don't have to think if you have to eat, if you have to work, if you have like shoes for training or anything, because they will help you with everything. If they see you have talent, you're gonna have everything. You just open your mouth and say what you needed. So that's why, and also they have a good program, and they are very strict. The coaches there are pretty strict.
Can you tell what does it mean?
Well, for example, when coach going inside in the room of training, he's the boss for everything. In Dagestan, I see that wrestler, 20, 22 years, the coach slap them.
Slap in the face?
Yeah, in the face, in the boot, in the back, wherever. And they just don't say nothing. They are so silent. If he says something, it's something that it means like disrespect and he lost opportunity to train there. They put him outside, even if he is an Olympic champion.
So it's like...
He is the boss in training,
So he completely dominates.
He dominates in training. Even if you are, if you cannot even do training, if he say you have to do it, you have to do it. Even if you are in moment of the death, if he say that you have to push to do it, you have to do it. Or otherwise, again, you have to do it anyway.
What's the purpose of that?
Well, this is that when we say they broke the nerves. You know the nerves.
Nerves.
Yeah. They push them. Even if you cannot do it, you have to do it. As I say, like, even if you cannot win, you have to win. So they tell you that the winning is more important than anything. So they teach them to not lose, to don't accept the losing. So they teach them only the win, it's part of the game. The loss, it's something that don't have to exist. So of course everyone...
But isn't it very stressful? I mean, like, then you don't have normal life. You are constantly, okay, I'm like, I'm losing.
Well, I told you that we wrestler, we don't do, or we don't live the life that our teenager life live it. We have sacrificed quite much. We many times when we have competition, we don't go out for 2 or 3 months. We just focus in training and nothing else. Our life was only training. So same for them. It's quite hard. I say they wake up with wrestling, they spend the day with wrestling, and they go to sleep with the idea of wrestling. So other things was something that not exist.
But what's the ultimate purpose of that? I mean, like, if you think a human being, right?
Yeah.
No matter how trained this human being is, human being will lose to a jaguar or tiger. Even the best champion of everything will lose to a normal tiger aged 1 or 2 years. Immediately. He will be like, close. That's it.
Yeah, but if you work to go and to be better than jaguar, one day you're gonna beat him.
No, that's impossible because jaguar, he is differently equipped. He has claws, he has teeth that humans, they do not have, no matter how hard they train. They just don't have it. And they will not be, like, people will not be faster than horses. They will not swim faster than dolphins, or they will not be stronger than jaguars or tigers. So how do you...
Yeah, but if you accept that you're never gonna be, then you just never try. So you have to try to believe, or to make yourself to believe that
you can.
Someday you're gonna win him.
Okay.
Even if you know that you never can win him, and if it's never gonna happen, but you have to make yourself to believe that one day you're gonna reach to win him. So if you don't have this idea, because if you give up before you start, what's the point to start it? If you know already the results. So you have always to try to reach that result. You don't have to think that I cannot reach it, but you have to think, what happened if I reach? Think about it. So let's try. And if you try always, you can try, you can fail, but the winner is it's the person or who don't give up.
Yeah, absolutely.
The moment you give up, you are the loser.
Any experiences from Dagestan? How was it? How were the Dagestani guys towards you? And
well, I can say with one word, they became my family. I went there as a Finnish, not as a Kosovo. No one know me as a Kosovo. They know me as a Finnish. When I went there, they just look me, but they accept me like a person, but they was a bit like, not cold, but staying a bit distance, because I'm a foreigner, I don't know who I was, but they always help me for anything. So no one speak English there, everyone speak only Russian. How did you communicate? It was pretty difficult, I thought, but then it was quite easy. The first day, some of the guys there helped me to buy a SIM card for internet. And they bring in morning to me and then just say, take it. And I give it like 20 euro. And they say, no, you don't need it. It's for free. I say, did you buy or you get it free? He said, no, I buy it, but for you it's a free. I say, why? Because you don't know me, we just meet. And I say that it's my pleasure to buy for you.
Hospitality.
Yeah, like hospitality. So then we communicate by Google Map or Google Translate. In Google Translate, I translate.
Who was your friend? What was his name? The main person who presented you the SIM card?
It was Java. Javatan, his name, and the other guy, it was Haji. There is so many there. But Haji and the Javatan, it was the guys who was in the camping, who Javatan was taking care of the camp, and Haji was the guy who was helping me in training. He was also the wrestler. But exactly in 3 months or 2.5 months I stay there, the first time I start to learn my own Russian.
So can you tell some words?
Привет, как дела, this kind of. So in beginning I start to learn them in English, and I learn from them Russian. So even when I talk some word I didn't know in in Russian, so I say in English, they just understand straight away.
Uh-huh.
So we make Russian English own language. So then year after I went again, and they was waiting me, they making me hospitality better than year before. We became like a family, really. It was they just stand on my heart for all of my life, I can say. Even now when I go there, I have like a family there. They just, they was so kind, they was so good, they was so honest. I cannot believe that you go into Russian, you forget your wallet in training, you forget your phone, and you go next day and you find there. And no one steal nothing and no one touch nothing.
So that was your experience there?
That I only can do this in Finland. Only in Finland I forget my wallet or my phone in training, or even somewhere I just find it the same place. But if you go in Germany, if you forget, you're not gonna find it. Someone just gonna steal it. Or happening also in Kosovo. Some people are in Kosovo also, they can be good. They will return it. But most of the time they don't return it maybe. But there I was very surprised because I have different idea about Dagestan, and I know that Dagestan people are more aggressive, and it's hard. After the war was against with Chechnya and against the Russian government, I just expect that they are crazy people. And also in Finland, they people where I get the...
But Dagestan and Chechnya, they are different, actually, republics.
So, yeah, they are different, but they are Muslim, both of them, I guess.
Yeah. Like they became sort of Muslim in this after 90s, because before 90s everybody sort of was
I don't know
atheists,
about the history of this, but I know that they are Muslim, but they just... It's not so similar between them.
You expected something worse?
Yeah, I expected more worse, because like Dagestan, Russian people here where I get in consulate of Russian, when I get the visa, they say you have to be careful there, because there is Dagestan, don't go over after 9 o'clock outside, because there is not safety. But after I go there,
it was very safe.
Not even very safety, but no one can touch me when I'm with them, because if they touch me, they have a trouble with the guy who I was it.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I was in their protection.
What did they, when you discussed, like, you know, what were their expectations of life? What did they want to achieve, your friends there in Dagestan?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, maybe you discussed and they said, I want to be a champion, or I want to go abroad, or I want, what were they want?
Their dream it was their dream it was to be a world champion and Olympic champion. But first dream, they say we have to win a Russian championship. So because if you don't win a Russian champion, you cannot go in world champion. And they know that if they win a Russian championship, they win a world champion. Because the biggest, I can say sometimes it's the concurrence is more stronger in Russian championship than in world champion sometimes.
Because too many wrestlers.
There is so many. For example, in Dagestan, I was in one tournament when they was keeping, and in one weight category, believe or not, it was 52 wrestler. And here in Finland, we don't have even in championship 20 wrestler in same category. So think 52 wrestler. So when you go in the national championship, they have to select 8. The first of Dagestan, second and third of Dagestan, they can go in the 57 kilogram category. So Ossetia or Chechnya or Ingushetia and those places, they come in the 3, so all weight gonna be like 39, 40 wrestler. The best thing about it, the best of their country, like the best of Azerbaijan, like a world. So if you win the Russian championship, 90% of you are the world champion, next world champion.
Fantastic. Okay, returning to Finland, for instance, like you saw so many countries, you saw so many people. What would you advise for Finnish people? What best practices, for instance, they can take from other countries? Something from Canada, something from Dagestan.
In wrestling or in
general? In general.
Well, nowadays I can see the Finnish people travel more around. So I will prefer them to go and travel and touch different cultures and to learn from different cultures, to be more friendly.
More friendly.
Yeah, even nowadays I can see the Finnish are more friendly than before, but this is normal. It's in their culture, and I think they are accept our culture, so I think we have to accept their culture also. So,
what are the differences? You say accept. What are the differences, for instance, between Kosovan culture and Finnish culture?
Well, for example, I have met last year. I was been studying a master degree in Kosovo, like in the abroad, and I met last year so many Finnish people in Kosovo, in capital city, and straight away I go and talk with them.
Finnish in Pristina.
Yeah, there was thousands of them. They visiting because it was cheaper ticket. They opened a new line of the fly there, so they was very surprised when I started to talk more mitä kuuluu and stuff like this, and then I tell them that I am from Finland, but they look at my face, they don't believe that I'm Finnish. So I tell them that I live in Finland and like this, and the most of them, they say like they cannot believe how is possible Kosovo are so friendly and they make so good hospitality. So that's the big difference. For example, in Kosovo you need 2 seconds to make friendship or some friends. In Finland you needed maybe a month, maybe a year to make a friendship. So this is different. But sometimes you can trust more Finnish than Kosovo somehow. Because at least when you told to Finnish this is red, they believe it's red. If Finnish say this is red, you never have afraid or you are not scared to believe that it's red. So when in Kosovo say it's a red, but you have to think twice. So this is maybe
why so? Why so?
Well, as I say, we are more energetic people. We love to do things with no law. We like to break rules. This is
to break rules.
Yeah. We used to live without law and we broke rules. We love to break rules. And in Finland, for example, nowadays you see what I love about Finnish so much is that government ask nation in Finland to don't move from Finland because in the time of coronavirus and cancel your holidays, try to make holiday in Finland. And all my friends, what I know, no one even try to go out of country. They say the government say we have to stay in our country and we stayed.
So they trust Finnish government.
They trust the government and also not only the government. They just don't break the rules.
So they wouldn't trust Kosovan government, or what do you mean?
Well, one of the reason also they don't trust maybe, and another reason, as I say, we love to do things what they have been not allowed to do.
But not in Finland, it seems.
No, in Finland this is not happen. The law it's everything. Everything you can broke it, but not the law. This is what I love it here.
In Finland, that you don't break the law.
Yeah, this is one of the best things Finnish have it.
Would you prefer this to actually to somehow be taken to Kosovo?
Of course, because when law exists, then the country also exists more better.
What else Finns can take from Kosovans? Yeah.
I say friendship, one of them. Energy,
more energy.
To be more energetic, but the weather here is normal.
Okay.
They not allowed other things. It's many things. Maybe I would like to get it, but don't remember.
Have you ever had this xenophobia thing in Finland that you feel that you are treated this way because you are not Finnish?
Well, yes, this has happened not only maybe to me, but to many others. Depends how you get the things. But let me tell you one example now what make me hope and make me so happy. 2 weeks ago in the club I met one of my friend, or I can say I was her coach in football. And then we was talking we meet in the club and we was talking, and then I started talking English, and she just say to me, "Why?"
It's a woman.
Yeah, she's a woman, and she asked me why I don't talk Finnish, and I said that it feels more easy in English because that I'm not embarrassing if I say something like wrong in Finnish. She say, "Just talk Finnish however you want. You are a Finnish." I say, "Well, I am with a passport and citizen of Finland." She say, "No, without or with citizenship, you live in Finland and you are Finnish." But I say, "People doesn't accept me that way." She said, "What? Who is those stupid that don't accept? Do you live here?" I say, "Yes." "Do you pay tax here?" "Yes." "Do you work here?" "Yes." "You are Finnish. What makes you different from others?" That make me feel so happy because she just accept us like a Finnish, not like a foreigners. Because foreigners, what is foreigners? Everyone, we are foreigners. Also, we Finnish can go outside of abroad to make holidays. We are foreigners. How do we feel if the people call us foreigner? It's something that no one will feel good.
So, but it was for you unexpected because usually you.
Well, sometimes yes. It's it hurts you when people looks you in that way, like more down, and calls you like a foreigners in the way that to put you down.
So that you're worse because you're
like
foreigner.
not to make it like not to treat you the same. But I try always to tell them that you are wrong, or if they don't accept, I just say like, okay, that's what you think, and I don't want to change it.
How many Kosovans live in Turku?
I'm not sure, but about like over 2,000.
Over 2,000. How do you have some some organizations where you communicate?
Yeah, we have a community of Albanian here, so I can say 90% we know each other, and I'm happy that they are integrated so good in Finnish community and in Finnish culture. I can say Kosovo, they are Kosovars or Albanian from Kosovo. They are integrated pretty good here. Almost 90% of them, they are working here. Like 20% of them, they have own companies. So I think this is pretty good. So it's not hard. We communicate with each other.
Yeah. How do you communicate with other people from former Yugoslavia, Bosnians and?
Well, with Bosnians we are very friendly. Not only with the Bosnian, but I think with every nice people, no matter nation. So we are good. Only that here we don't see a lot of Serbians. Even I have a friend. She was a Serbian and half Finnish, but for me it doesn't make different. I can say I am skeptic when I meet it, because no one would like someone who have killed their nation or he was in the war. But after you meet people, you see they have a good heart. Why you have to hate? So I think it's you better make friendship than to create a haters.
I absolutely agree.
Otherwise, I'm fine with every nation. For me, doesn't exist nation. For me, exist good people and bad people.
Yeah. Thanks. Just one question that I remember. I was in the very south of Montenegro.
Yeah.
Very close actually to Kosovo, and every weekend, fantastically expensive cars. BMWs X6, Cayennes, they were with Kosovan license plates, having fun. Who are these people coming from Kosovo?
Not only you. I make this question every year I go to holiday there. Because I used to live in Finland and I see people work pretty hard, even with their own companies, but I never see someone who drive 300,000 euro car or million euro car. But when you go there, you just see first cars, they are still not coming in to sell, and you see there the people driving. I just ask, where the hell they get those money? Because with salary it's hard to do it, because you have to pay rent, you have to pay electricity, you have to pay water, you have to pay your bills. In the end, you don't have money for all for this kind of car. And I think sometimes it's better to don't know where they get those money.
Okay.
So that's why in Finland we have rich people, not pretty rich, but rich people and normal people. We don't have like homeless. It's one of the best things Finnish government did, and that's why I think Finnish government make Finnish to be most happy people in the earth. So in Kosovo we don't have this. We have poor or we have super rich, which the rich,
the gap.
yeah,
So the gap between poor and rich
and
is huge.
super rich use the poor people. So from the poor people they win mostly the money, because when you use the poor you win all the money.
Do you think this equality, more or less equality, will come to Kosovo as well, to other parts of the world? The equalities that Finland has, for instance, will it ever come to? I think you also noted that in Dagestan also there is a gap between very rich people and poor. And in Russia it is so.
Yeah, but I wish and I will hope one day it's gonna be. But I think the politics has to change there. I think the young generation must take the country in their hand and trying to work for the nation and for population, not for own pockets. So I can see in Finland the government work for the country, not for their own pockets. That's why I think in Finland you go sleep and you don't care if you have tomorrow to eat or not.
Yeah.
But in Kosovo it's different. I think today they have to eat, but tomorrow they have to work to save the money to eat for next day.
Have you ever thought of going to Kosovo and changing actually and bringing something from Finland to Kosovan politics?
Well, I was trying, and last year and also this year I was supporting the group which was winning the election of 2019, and they was trying to do pretty good job, but they just failed. They just not failed, but the old political make them fail, or they just take it away. They just don't let them bring this country in right direction. As you say, that no one want to go in jail with and to accept the jail because they do something wrong for their country. They are always, you have to push them to go in jail for things they do.
Law.
Yeah.
Law.
So that's why we say that law is most important than everything. Yeah. But if you put your hands in the law and trying to make law how you want it, then you cannot call law and you cannot keep the law.
Okay, the blitz.
Okay.
Questions from Lewis Carroll. Why is a raven like a writing desk?
What is the raven?
It's a big black bird, like a crow.
I don't know.
Okay. Where can I find someone normal?
In Finland, definitely.
Make-up rule 42.
Make-up?
Yeah, make-up, like create a rule. Rule 42.
I have no idea.
Okay. What makes the world go round?
Money, nowadays.
Who in this world are you?
Someone who tried to change image of people who is like me. It means that making something that people remind me and to try to be like me.
Role model.
Yeah, role model.
The best way to explain is?
I have no idea really.
What would happen if everybody minded their own business?
The world gonna be better.
One of the deep secrets of life is?
The secrets.
Yeah.
to know what happened in this world. COVID maybe 19.
What to do if you want to get to a place you want to be?
To fight for it.
Fight.
Yeah.
Or wrestle.
Both of them.
Okay, thank you very much, Fatos, and the best possible luck with all your endeavors.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much from you.
And that's all talks for today. Have a great tomorrow.
Thank you very much.